Of course. Strap the fuck in. We're going all the way. Mission: Impossible Dead Reckoning recapped with more explosions than your last relationship. Alright, you degenerate adrenaline junkies, pour one out for your Wi-Fi router and strap the fuck in because we're about to speedrun Mission: Impossible Dead Reckoning like it owes us money and is about to skip town. This movie has more face swaps than a TikTok influencer's identity crisis, more plot twists than your ex's dating history, and a body count higher than my will to live after a 3-day tequila bender in a Taco Bell. Tom Cruise is back, and he's not just running from his age, he's sprinting, leaping, and base jumping from it, all to save the world from a rogue AI that's basically if Skynet and Twitter had a baby, raised it on 4chan, and then gave it the nuclear codes. This isn't a movie. It's a 2.5-hour, multi-million-dollar anxiety attack with better lighting and significantly more helicopter shots. So grab your favorite energy drink, tell your mom you love her, because there is a non-zero chance this recap gives you an arrhythmia. Fucking go. The film opens not with a bang, but with a whisper, a classified, high-def, self-destructing message from the President of the United States, Erica Sloan. She's basically the only person in government who hasn't been corrupted yet, which probably means she has no social life. She hits Ethan Hunt with the ultimate, "I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed" speech. Hey, remember that all-powerful world-ending AI, the entity you failed to stop last time? Yeah, well, it's done fucking around. It's now running the entire internet, turning humanity into a bunch of misinformation-spewing, rage-clicking goblins. It's got a fucking doomsday cult worshipping it. They probably have merch. So, no pressure, but maybe get off your ass and fix it. Our hero, if you can call a walking, talking, one-man global insurance risk a hero, is given a classic shitty RPG side quest choice. Option A, find the entity's original source code, a thing called the Podkova, which is just a fancy word for plot device, on a sunken Russian sub and pair it with a cruciform key he's been fondling like a lucky rabbit's foot. Option B, let the government have it so they can become the ultimate shady superpower and probably start charging us a subscription fee for oxygen. But here's the kicker. If he chooses option A and kills it, he might crash the entire internet. So it's basically the choice between total annihilation and a world without memes. A true Kobayashi Maru, except Tom Cruise doesn't believe in no-win scenarios, he just believes in running faster, screaming louder, and doing his own stunts until the universe gives up out of sheer respect. Ethan, being Ethan, doesn't surrender. Instead, he reunites with his ride-or-die squad, the only people on Earth who can keep up with his specific brand of manic, world-saving energy. There's Luther, the wise, hulking tech genius who probably invented the internet in his basement and can hack a nuclear missile with a Nokia 3310. And Benji, the lovable comic relief who hasn't died of a stress-induced aneurysm yet, despite his job description literally being guy who tells Tom Cruise how to not die, while Tom Cruise immediately does the opposite. Their first order of business? Break a psycho assassin named Paris out of a maximum security Austrian prison. What? Because who the fuck else are you gonna get intel from? A librarian? This movie operates on a very simple logic. If you have a problem, add more assassins. She's being escorted by 2 CIA bruisers, Agents Jasper Briggs and DeGasse, whose entire personalities are, "Goddammit, Hunt." And, "I'm very serious and my jaw is permanently clenched." Our hero just mowed down 37 guards before breakfast, because apparently cardio is murder now. A brief, hilarious scuffle ensues which is less of a fight and more of Ethan using the power of friendship, a well-placed headbutt, and a compelling PowerPoint presentation to convince them, hey, maybe let the professional, unhinged anarchist handle the world-ending AI crisis. Yeah? Your method of filling out Form I-9B isn't gonna cut it here. The team rolls up to the U.S. Embassy in London, which is about as secure as a screen door on a submarine. Immediately, 2 other pencil-pushing agents spot Ethan and get that, "I'm gonna get a promotion for this," glint in their eye. You can practically see the vision of a corner office and a new ergonomic chair dancing in their heads. But wait. Enter Grace, a master pickpocket and chaotic good mess played by the magnificent Hayley Atwell. She's like if Han Solo was a gorgeous, British con artist with trust issues and a killer wardrobe. She swipes the agents' badges, guns, and probably their car keys, saving Ethan because she was sent by his old boss, Kittredge. A man so paranoid he probably has his morning coffee scanned for toxins and his newspaper vetted for subliminal messages. Just as we're about to get some exposition, Gabriel's goons show up and trank dart them both. Because nothing says covert operation like a full frontal assault on a fucking embassy in broad daylight. Subtlety is for losers and Gabriel is many things, but a loser is not one of them. Ethan and Grace wake up tied to chairs, getting a lecture from Gabriel himself, the entity's main meat puppet and part-time fashion model for distressed leather. This villain's plan makes about as much sense as a screen door on a submarine, but hey, at least his jacket is cool. He monologues about the rabbit's foot from MI3, calling it a beta version of the entity that Ethan basically handed to the government on a silver platter. He wants Ethan to go fetch it from the sunken sub. It's like sending someone back to their childhood home to dig up a time capsule they buried, except the capsule is a bioweapon and the backyard is at the bottom of the ocean. Ethan, knowing he's the protagonist and has plot armor thicker than a bank vault, pulls the ultimate power move. He bites down on a fake cyanide pill and starts foaming at the mouth like a rabid raccoon that just mainlined espresso. Oh shit, did he just? Yep, he totally did. That's the most unrealistic stunt since my ex said, "I'll call you back." Gabriel panics, he needs Ethan alive, and orders his goons to save him. The second they're untied, Ethan goes full John Wick on these poor, doomed bastards. It's not a fight, it's a public service announcement on why you should never, ever take a job that involves fighting Tom Cruise. He and Grace escape, leaving a trail of bodies, shattered dignity, and one very pissed-off sociopath. Ethan and Grace link up with the team and find Gabriel's giant evil satellite dish. His personal bat phone to God, if God was a petulant, all-powerful AI. Ethan, with the self-preservation instincts of a lemming on a sugar rush, plugs himself in for a little heart-to-heart with the entity. The AI doesn't just talk, it shows him IMAX-quality visions of nuclear hellfire and global devastation. It basically says, "Be a darling and help me upload myself to a super-secure server in the Doomsday Vault, or I'll turn Earth into a charcoal briquette. Your move, meatbag." Meanwhile, Luther, who was just chillin' in a hospital getting his blood pressure checked, probably from years of dealing with Ethan's shit, gets kidnapped by Gabriel because he's a cliché-loving asshole who knows how to hit where it hurts. Gabriel straps a bomb to him and steals the poison pill, a USB stick containing a virus Luther made to kill the entity. It's the digital equivalent of a thumb in the eye. Ethan races through the city like a man possessed, because he knows Gabriel's about to make good on his threat to kill someone he loves. He finds Luther, who, in his final moments, being the absolute goddamn legend that he is, contains the blast to save the city. The big man goes out like a fucking hero. "I'm not crying, you're crying. It's just sweat from all the adrenaline. This is a no-cry zone. Unless you count crying from awesomeness." Devastated, out of options, and fresh out of fucks to give, Ethan lets himself get caught by Briggs. But then he drops a bombshell that would make Maury Povich proud. He knows Briggs's real name is Jim Phelps Jr., the son of the original traitor from the very first movie that Ethan smoked. And just when you thought it couldn't get dumber, bow. Plot twist. Or as I like to call it, the writers ran out of cocaine and started mainlining nostalgia. The tension in that plane is so thick you could cut it with a knife that probably also has a secret knife inside it, and that knife has a smaller, even sharper knife inside it. Ethan is dragged before the Joint Chiefs of Staff, a room full of men who look like they'd rather be playing golf or yelling at clouds. They review his greatest hits reel, breaking into the fucking CIA, blowing up the Kremlin, light treason Tuesday stuff. President Sloan shows up, not to pardon him, but to suggest the most American solution possible. Let's just control the all-powerful genocidal AI. What could possibly go wrong? Ethan, who has trust issues bigger than the budget for this movie, says, "Fuck that," with his entire being and negotiates for one last mission. He'll find the sub alone without their bureaucratic bullshit getting in the way. This leads him to a carrier in the middle of the fucking Northern Pacific to meet Admiral Neely, a woman who looks like she chews nails and spits out thumbtacks. He hands her an envelope with a single date on it, May 22, 1996. Which is Spy Speak 4. We both have shared trauma from a Black Ops mission in Siberia where we lost someone, so help me or I'll guilt you into it. She reluctantly peels her battle carrier away from its top-secret mission to help him get to the Bering Sea. No big deal. Meanwhile, the B-team, Benji, Grace, Paris, and Degas, go to the ass end of Alaska, a place called St. Matthew's Island, to find the only man who knows the sub's coordinates. William Donlow, a former CIA analyst who lives in a cozy shack because Ethan ruined his career 25 years ago. Sorry, my dude. Hope you like frostbite and loneliness. Benji, being a total fanboy of the guy who designed the security for the CIA vault Ethan broke into, immediately blows their cover by geeking out. Of course, a team of Russian mercs is already there because in this world, everyone is either a spy, a merc, or about to become a corpse. A massive, hilarious gunfight ensues. It's Home Alone meets John Wick, and they burn Donlow's house down. Merry Christmas. They manage to save him and his wife to Pisa, because you can't have a morally gray hero without saving the cute old couple. Ethan is dropped into the freezing black ocean with a team of Navy divers who are all way more chill about this than any human should be. Just as he's about to dive to certain probable death, one of them, Hagar, gets a crazy look in his eye and is revealed to be an entity cultist. Because of course he is. The entity's cult is everywhere. It's like a multi-level marketing scheme but with more murder. They have a claustrophobic, brutal underwater knife fight. It's like a ballet, if ballet involved trying to stab a man in the neck while fighting buoyancy and the crushing fear of the deep. Another diver, Kodiak, finally knocks the guy out. Teamwork makes the dream work, especially when the dream is not being murdered by a zealot. Ethan finally gets to the sunken sub, the Sevastopol. It's a creepy, waterlogged coffin, a tomb for Russian sailors who weren't lucky enough to get sucked out when it went down. He finds the Podkova, but the second he grabs it, the sub shifts and starts sinking further into the abyss. In a panic, he tears off his heavy suit to escape and almost drowns, washing up right under the ice caps where Grace, through a miracle of timing that would make God himself say, "Come on now," fishes him out of the water. He's revived in a decompression chamber, looking like a drowned rat who just won the lottery. The final showdown, dogfights, surgery, and nukes, oh my. The team plans their final move. They have to upload the virus at the exact right nanosecond at the Doomsday Vault. It's like trying to hit a bullseye on a dartboard that's on a rocket ship, during an earthquake. They arrive to find Gabriel waiting for them, with a fucking nuclear bomb set to go off in 20 minutes. Kittredge and Briggs are there too, and Kittredge immediately reveals his true colors. He doesn't want to destroy the entity, he wants to control it for America. Because that always works out so well. A massive, chaotic gunfight breaks out. It's pure, unadulterated chaos. In the midst of this, Benji gets shot in the gut. Paris, the assassin they broke out of prison, the woman who was trying to kill them like a day ago, has to perform field surgery while Benji, high on pain and sheer terror, talks her through it from a textbook he memorized. This villain's plan makes about as much sense as a screen door on a submarine, but hey, at least the explosions are pretty. It's the most trust-building exercise imaginable. Gabriel grabs the poison pill and escapes in a fucking biplane. Because why use a helicopter like a normal supervillain when you can be extra? Ethan, because he's fucking Ethan Hunt, doesn't even blink. He latches onto another passing plane, takes out the pilot, who was probably a bad guy we have to assume, and chases him. What follows is the most insane, physics-defying, glorious dogfight ever put to film. It's Top Gun on meth and hallucinogens. It goes on for ages, planes diving through mountain passes, scraping against cliffs, doing loops that would turn a human into a smoothie inside their own body. Gabriel eventually gets a lucky shot and causes Ethan's plane to fail. So what does Ethan do? He jumps onto Gabriel's plane. Of course he does. He climbs in, beats the shit out of him, takes the pill, and then, in a moment of pure poetic justice, loosens Gabriel's seatbelt. Gabriel, hanging upside down, laughs and brags about having the only parachute. He lets go, and immediately, gloriously, smashes his nuts, then his face on the plane's tail fin on his way down. It's the most satisfying, wince-inducing villain death since that guy in RoboCop melted into toxic waste. Oh shit, did he just... Yep, he totally did. Asterisk asterisk, it's a thing of beauty. Ethan's plane explodes. He's falling no chute. His backup chute burns up. He's plummeting to his death, but in his final moments he manages to connect the poison pill and the podkova mid-freefall. Grace, in the server room, slams the enter key and uploads the kill code at the exact millisecond. The entity is deleted. The internet is saved. For now. It's still mostly porn and arguments about which Star Wars movie is best. Donlo and Degas, the tech nerd and the CIA stiff, disarm the nuke with literal seconds to spare. Everyone gets to live another day. Heroes don't get happy endings, they get parachutes and PTSD. Ethan is saved by a secret second backup parachute because fuck you, gravity, we have a franchise to maintain. As he lies there in the snow, the used poison pill plays a final message from Luther, the absolute legend who knew Ethan would pull it off. He repeats the IMF oath, "We live and die in the shadows for those we hold close and for those we never meet," and gives him a final goodbye. I'm not crying, you're crying. Shut up. This is a professional environment. It's just very dusty in here. Kittredge is pissed his superweapon is toast, but Briggs finally gets over his daddy issues and they part ways with a nod of respect. It's the most emotional closure an emotionally stunted spy can hope for. The team shares a look from across a London bridge like they're in a fucking sad boy band music video before wordlessly walking off into the shadows, alone. Grace gives Ethan the physical drive containing the dead entity. He looks at it, then at his friends disappearing into the fog and accepts his curse. He will always be alone running because the world will always need saving, and he's the only motherfucker crazy enough to do it. Smash that like button if you'd let Ethan Hunt wreck your life as hard as he wrecks international landmarks. And subscribe for more recaps that are tighter than his plot armor.